our day. Today we have a topic of engage stakeholders. It is the task 4 of domain for the process for the PMP exam. If you look at the task which we need to do in this specific task, the enablers are analyze stakeholders. So stakeholder analysis has to be performed. And we know that a stakeholder analysis can be performed by having the power interest grid, stakeholder engagement cube. We can perform a stakeholder mapping. We can use a stakeholder matrix. We can identify from OPA. We can use expert judgment. And once we have those things, we can categorize them by using the salience model, like power, urgency, legitimacy. And once you have those categories, we need to engage them in the stakeholder engagement plan as per the project requirement. So we will set the strategy in stakeholder engagement plan. Let me repeat it again. Who are stakeholders? Anyone who is being impacted or will be impacted by the project or its outcome. A stakeholder analysis will be performed to identify which type of stakeholders we have, what and how they can influence the project, how important they are, what will be their role in the project, when they will be required. Like some of the stakeholders are required in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like these. And how to identify the new stakeholders, how to validate them, how to add them in the stakeholder register, and how to validate their strategies. This will be our task for today to solve the questions. So the first question is for this task engagement is you are assigned to a large project. During initiation, multiple agencies involved and a sponsor demands immediate stakeholder engagement meeting. You suspect stakeholder influence and decision authority are unclear, which means you are not sure what is going to happen and you don't know that. Like today, I am meeting all of you, but I don't know what type of people you are, how you can influence the project. What should the PM do first? Conduct stakeholder analysis to assess power, interest, influence, and impact before planning engagement. Start engagement meetings immediately to demonstrate progress and gather expectations. Ask the sponsor to personally lead stakeholder communications. Send a general stakeholder survey to collect requirements quickly. Answers could be very good, but we need to select the better answer. So here the better answer is, you can respond on the chat window as usual. And then we can start looking at the options. So all of you can get a fair chance while you are working on it. So stakeholder engagement and communication is 100% project manager responsibility. And it shouldn't be delegated also because you will be leading them. So you want to stay in touch with them all the time. You can take the help of the team member to get the work done, but still you will be leading from the front because your project is stakeholder needs and expectations. So it cannot be that. We never do the things immediately unless it's a compliance issue. But again, for that, we have to follow the process. So yes, correct answer here is A. All of you are correct. Very good. B and D were good answers, but A was more better answers. Let's go next. A stakeholder has high power, but currently shows low interest. They rarely attend project reviews, but can block funding approvals. High power, low interest, and whatever can be done, they can do it. How to engage these type of stakeholders? So if you remember the power interest grid. So this side, if I have interest, this side I have power. So it means they have high power but low interest. So if you remember this, and this is high power, high interest, this is low power, low interest, and this is low power, high interest. So if you remember this is stakeholder engagement group, you can easily identify. If you want to recall it, we just need to keep them updated. We just need to work with them continuously. We need to keep them updated, meet their expectations. We need to work closely with them. So now, what do you think the most appropriate strategy? Monitor only and provide updates if requested. manage closely through frequent, detailed meetings, keep satisfied with periodic high level communication and proactive escalation triggers, keep informed with detailed weekly reports. They don't have interest, so anything detailed will not work. They are telling, and you should know that when there are some people, executive managers, so they don't have time to read detailed reports. For that task, they have hired you. For detailed tasks, for technical tasks, they hired you. They want to know the objectives are achieved or not. And if there are any blockers in achieving them, you just let them know if it requires their intervention or participation. Else, they just want to continue as the things are progresses. They don't want to micromanage the thing. So yes, correct answer is C here. So I have seen some answers D, but this will never be the correct answer because it clearly shows what is going. High power, high and low interest people, they don't go for the detailed meeting. Very good. Let's go next. A mid-level operation manager has low formal authority, but is highly respected. Team members follow their advice more than official directives. They are skeptical of the project and spreading doubt informally. How should the PM categorize this stakeholder? Mid-level operation manager has low formal authority but highly respected. So influence is good. So I can see that we can have power and influence instead of power and interest. So influence we can do it and power we can do it and we can know that what can be done. Low power, low interest, high influence and stakeholder requiring proactive engagement, high interest, low impact, neutral stakeholders who can be monitored. So correct answer is what do you think is the correct answer? You need to read the question well. You need to understand the question well. Low power, but high influence. Read the question carefully, guys. Low power, high influence. So when you have influence, power doesn't matter because people will listen to that. So it's not only about authority, it's about how they influence the people also. So as a project manager, I have to categorize them as high influence stakeholder requiring proactive engagement. C is saying low impact. So it is against the question. A, low interest. So the question is not about interest. They are taking interest. That's why spreading doubts informally. So these could be the dangerous stakeholders also. And neutral who are not doing anything, but they are doing something. So ultimately, B is better answer. High influence stakeholders requiring proactive engagement. Very good. A key stakeholder is categorized as resistant stakeholder. They attend meetings, but challenge decisions and slow approvals. The sponsor recommends excluding them from workshops. So for the resistant stakeholders, what strategy we should use? We have to provide what we need them. And based upon our learning, we do not alienate the stakeholders. We cannot alienate the stakeholders, otherwise they will create more problem. So sometimes someone is already resistant and you are removing them also. So continue engaging them directly, identify the root cause of resistance, and address concerns with targeted involvement. Reduce their involvement to avoid conflict. Assign another stakeholder to approve on their behalf. Escalate immediately to governance for removal. So even though sponsor is saying remove, but we do not alienate stakeholders. So yes, correct answer is A. All of you are correct. Very good. Next, your stakeholder engagement plan is in place. Communication is occurring regularly. However, late change requests are increasing and approvals are delayed. Stakeholders plan is there. Communication is happening. However, late change requests are increasing and approvals are delayed. What is the most appropriate action? So, how to fix this problem before we jump to the answers directly? Late change requests are increasing and approvals are delayed. So, we have a blocker, right? We have an impediment, which is slowing down our performance. Validate engagement's effectiveness by reviewing stakeholders' sentiment, feedback loops, and engagement metrics. Then adjust strategy. Increase communication frequency across all stakeholders. Require formal sign offs more frequently. Better answer also. Hold more project status meeting to reduce delays. All answers are amazing. I literally love them how they were put in place. But there is only one better answer. I mean, these are those questions where you will find yourself in trouble that all look good. This could be the better answer. And every answer is providing some or partial resolution or full resolution also. So, yes, thanks for the understanding. A is the correct answer. All of you are correct. B, C, and D are not incorrect at all. But A is more better answer that you need to look at those people and adjust strategy. You just not keep hitting the things, like keep hitting the wall and no one is doing anything. So you need to do what? Retrospect, inspect and adapt, review and adapt. Very good. Next, during execution, a high impact stakeholder begin opposing the project publicly. Your stakeholders' engagement strategy was based on earlier analysis, but their attitude changed after a business restructured. What should the BN do next? Reassess a stakeholder analysis, update engagement approach, and implement targeted actions to address the shift. Seems to be better answer, but let's go next. Reassess a stakeholder analysis, revise engagement approach, and implemented target actions to address the shift. Quite tight. Focus only on team performance because stakeholder changes are outside PM control. It has to be controlled by you. So it is going against our learning. Escalate to the sponsor. We know that PM is responsible for stakeholder engagement. So C and D are out of E. So from A and B, which answer you will select? The only difference of one word, update and revise. Just one word is different. Everything is same. So when you guys are selecting A, any one of you, or can you put your answers on the chat? Why B is not the correct answer? Why you did not select B? Why did you select A? Can you put out your reason so I can understand that you understood it correct? Why you're not taking B as correct answer and taking A, while the word is only update and revise. Okay, this is your logic. Next, do I have more logics? Why did not be why A? Okay, okay, okay. Actually, I'm asking this question just to know that what is in your mind when you're selecting the answer. So I can fix your thinking instead of you guys just randomly select an answer without the logic. That's the purpose perspective. So one of the answer which was from Rizwan that we cannot revise during the execution. Once the plans started, they should be updated, not revised. So during planning, you can revise it before the approval, but once anything is approved, it cannot be revised. It has to be updated. That's why A is actually the correct answer. Everything has a logic. Keep it. It will help you a lot. Don't throw the things in blind. Perfect. Next. A project has three stakeholders. These type of questions, I love it because it distracts you. It takes a lot of your time during the exam. So be careful while reading it. And please try to read these type of questions in single shot because many people have to reread the question to understand. So your brain should proactively start working and trying to find the answer before you reach to the answer. Okay. And if you want to shorten the duration, I can look at it. Who should the PM prioritize engaging first? So I know this is the question. Now, if I have this question, I can start reading from top. High power, moderate interest, supportive. Medium power, high interest, resistant. Low power, low interest, neutral. The team can only allocate limited engagement time this month. Point is first, stakeholder one, because they have the highest power. Stakeholder two, because resistance plus high interest can derail adoptions. Stakeholder three, because they are easiest to convert into support. Engage all equally to ensure fairness. So correct answer is, and I'm waiting for all of you to answer this question. I will not move further until all of you will answer. Surprisingly and amazingly, you have done a good job. These should be our first target. Make your ideology that these should be your first target because those who are already with you, they will not create problem. Those who are resistant, they will go against you, so you have to be careful from them. So yes, B is correct answer. Very good. Next, executive complain your project sends too many updates and they ignore them. Later they claim they were unaware of major risk. What is the most appropriate engagement adjustment? Reduce communication will solve the problem, surely. Shift executive communication to concise, decision focus, risk summaries with clear escalation triggers and confirmation of understanding. Better. Continue communication unchanged. We cannot ignore anything. Increase executive meeting frequency so they cannot miss update. They don't have time to read your updates, and you are inviting them for more updates. So yes, C and D are out of the league, and better answer is B. Very good, very nice, perfect. Next, a regulatory body has no direct interest in your project feature, but can stop deployment if compliance is insufficient. So resistant stakeholders, right? They don't have interest, but they will be very dangerous. So they have high power, high interest, and high influence. How should this stakeholder be treated? High interest, high power, high impact stakeholders requiring proactive compliance engagement despite low interest, low priority stakeholders because they're external, neutral stakeholders. So C and D, you know that they are out of the league. And you need to select one of the answers from A or B. And question itself is giving you the thing. Low interest and high power. So A is wrong. Remaining answer is B. Very good. Very nice. Perfect. Next and last for task 4. Your engagement plan focuses on monthly stakeholder meetings. Stakeholders attend and express general satisfaction, yet at acceptance time, they reject deliverable due to misaligned expectations. So when you are with me, you are showing everything is good. But when you are not in front of me, you are rejecting everything. What should you do to validate engagement effectiveness going forward? That in front of me, you are doing great job. But when you are not, you are messing the things around. Add formal expectation validation checkpoints such as prototypes, demos, and acceptance criteria reviews. Increase frequency of monthly meeting. You are only meeting. Add more detailed documentations to meeting minutes. That could be the ideal. Ask a stakeholder to sign a statement that expectations are aligned. This is by force. You cannot do anything. So B and D are out of league. So among A and C, exactly. The best answer here is A. That add the formal points. Very good. That was amazing. Quite confusing questions, but you managed to do it in a great way. Thank you very much. We can finish it here now.